Alrighty, here we are on the Info Wars. JD Vance calls out illegal aliens as cause for housing inflation. Well, I can think of a few more reasons, but anyway, I'll pop in the short clip and take it from there.
A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who were taking houses that ought by right go to American citizens. And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we have.
So yeah, he's right about that. I mean, you bring in 30 million illegal aliens, they're gonna scoop up all the housing. And I've heard stories where you have like a dozen illegal aliens living in one house. That's a story I heard. And then second, he says we're not building enough houses. By we, I'm assuming he says the government. I don't think the government should be building houses. I think what they should do is make it affordable so that the average person can buy a little plot of land and build their own house. In my opinion. How do you make it cheaper? You lower taxes. If you don't lower corporate taxes, you lower the average person's tax. That way, they have more money in their pocket. I heard rumors of Trump wanting to give out stimulus checks because of all the tariffs. That's a bad idea. Some people will use that money wisely, other people will just tick it away. Whereas if you lower taxes, people will be able to spend their money however they want, and because they have low taxes, their money will go farther. Now after watching this video, I checked down at the comments, so you know what? I'm gonna throw in a few comments. Hoggy. Despite what he says, the government is working hard to make Spanish the language used in churches, schools, and probably government. Well, that should be stopped. It should be English. They read about the Norman conquest of England. Okay, I don't know why that was put in there, but anyway, next comment. There I was, minding my own business, getting used to Sniffy's foot up my A, buying ammo wherever I could find it, and hoarding food when the CIA creates J.D. Vance, formerly known as James Bowman. It's not what I just said, but where I'm going with it. I'm not exactly sure where he's going with it, but I have heard that rumor before. I say it's a rumor because I don't know how true it is. Here's what I found. J.D. Vance changed his name multiple times due to his complex family history and personal identity. He was born James Donald Bowman in '84, sharing the middle and last name of his biological father, David Bowman. His parents separated when he was very young, around the age of 6. His mother, Beverly, married for the third time to Robert Hamel, who adopted him. As part of the adoption, his name was changed to James David Hamel, his middle name changed to David after an uncle, while keeping his childhood nickname JD. The name James Donald Bowman was removed from public records through the adoption process, and the only birth certificate on file in Ohio, lists James David Hamel. Vance lived as James David J.D. Hamel for over 2 decades, using his name through high school, his service as a U.S. Marine in Iraq, and his undergraduate studies at the Ohio State University. However, after his mother and adoptive father divorced, he felt disconnected from the name Hamel. Really? Stating it was difficult to explain why he shared a name with someone who he no longer had a relationship with. He also expressed discomfort with the revolving door of father figures in his life. Well, maybe you should take that up with your mother. Me personally, I thought about changing my last name to my mother's maiden name after they got divorced, but I decided against it because it was more of a hassle than anything else. But anyway, in 2013, shortly before graduating from Yale Law School, Vance legally changed his last name to Vance, the surname of his maternal grandmother, Bonnie Blanton Vance, who he affectionately called Mama. She had raised him and was a central stabilizing figure in his life until her passing in 2005. His campaign stated it only felt right for him to take her last name as a tribute to the person who was his North Star during a tumultuous childhood. Later, when he entered politics in July 21, he dropped the periods from JD and began using JD as his preferred public name, though his legal name remains James David Vance. He now uses JD Vance on his Senate website, press releases, and official filings. So yeah, the reason why he kept changing his name is because his mom kept getting married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced. So that doesn't mean he's a CIA operative, it just means his mother kept getting remarried. Which is a whole can of worms in and of itself, but anyway, continuing. There's plenty of fat white and black people on Section 8 housing, subsidized mortgages, etc. We pay for everything, being taxed up the wazoo so politicians can buy votes. Yeah, because people who are on Section 8 housing, they want more money, or they want to stay on Section 8 housing. It's like right now, people are blaming Trump for the EBTs being cut, and now people are freaking out. Would that affect the Republican voter base? Probably not, but it would affect the Democrat voter base, but of course they're blaming Trump for it. Besides BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street takeover of approximately 40% of residential real estate in the U.S., there is another big issue that is destroying Americans. For decades, the government has been giving illegal aliens gifts of cash. They have also been giving illegal aliens interest-free loans. Around 2015, a realtor was working with a foreigner looking at homes in Florida. When she inquired about mortgages, he said it's not a problem. She became suspicious and did research. She posted online what she found. The government was giving foreigners a gift of, what, $400,000 to buy a home in Florida. In the 90s, illegal aliens were coming into the U.S. and getting free education. This Anita person says she knew one personally. She worked for him. He was from Nigeria, became a draftsman in the 90s. In late 90s, he got a tax-free $1 million loan from the government and bought a residential apartment complex. Then got a second $1 million tax-free loan from the government. Part of me wants to say that's not true, the naive part of me, but the other part of me is like, you know it's true. Joe Biden said it himself.
So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America, from then and on, will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Source of our strength, he says. Whose strength exactly? Corporates? That I can believe. But the West in general? Not really. Especially Europe. And yeah, you might say, well, Europe and America are two different places. This is true. But the one thing they have in common? Corporations that want to stay in control. Well, anyway, that's it for my thoughts on this matter. Take care out there in Clown World.